Hey, it's Caroline, career and leadership coach. And today I want to talk about being stuck in a soul sucking job. Now, this year has been ups and downs, and people have been in all kind of situations, and it's been very uncertain. And with a certain level of uncertainty, people start to get in fear of changing, fear of changing jobs, fear of changing anything in their career and in their life because they desperately want to hold on something to something. And I talk about that with my clients all the time. It's like this year you had a lot of spinning plates. So even if you are very comfortable with change, this year especially was challenging because you had so many moving pieces. So not only were you working from home and having your spouse there, or having to have homeschooling, or maybe you actually had to motivate your team remotely. Like there were so many differences, and your whole world changed, and the world of work changed, and the work we had, the way we actually are operating as a family changed. And that's a change put a lot of people in fear, in standby mode. And some people even were an ostrich. They put their head in the sand and hoping that things would go back the way they once were. And unfortunately, that's never going to happen. Things will change, whether that's bad or good. I'm not the judge of that, but things will change and have already changed. And so it is important for you now, before Christmas, that you sit down and reflect and say, like, okay, the uncertainty has settled down, or as we can say, it has maybe not settled down for you specifically, but it is a lot of companies have made the decision like, okay, this is not going to change. We're going to embrace it. We're going to transform. We're going to pivot, whatever they want to call it. And they have changed their business model. They have changed the way they operated and so on in order for a period to survive. But now it is going to start back like, okay, we're going to have to move forward. And that is also moving forward in employment and so on. And that's what I see in the market. And that's what I see even in my group, like more interviews than ever this year are happening right now. More jobs are being offered to the people within my group. So there's a lot of movement on the market. So for the people that actually are in a job and that are employed and have been sitting it out and just like didn't think it was a good time to move with all this uncertainty, and they were very happy to have a job, to be able to pay the bills, and they were grateful for having that opportunity, and maybe even having the opportunity to work from home. And this whole pandemic actually opened up opportunities for them that otherwise would have been a struggle. I know so many friends that now that have little ones that now can work from home. And if they would have ever discussed that prior to this pandemic with their company or with their employer, they would have gotten a straight no, or it would be a hard slug to really get across. But now things have changed, and I know so many people that are permanently working from home, and they love it because they have little ones, and then it's like it makes their life, their family life, a lot easier. But for those that have been actually settled in a job and actually like sitting it out and actually wanted to change before, but then actually had to ride it out because they were grateful that they still had a job, here is the thing. It is really now the right time before Christmas to really reset and reevaluate what you want to do next. You want to be ready for February, March next year to actually start looking again, because the market is picking up and you do not want to miss out. You do not want to wait another couple of months to actually like, oh yeah, now I'm going to really look at what's out there. You want to take the opportunity right now to get moving forward. Now, this is only for people that have been really stuck in a soul sucking job, because it is really taking a big toll on anyone. I've worked with so many people over the years as a career coach that actually got physical symptoms of being in a toxic environment and wanted to get out but couldn't. I've worked with people that had mental challenges because they were being devalued by their company and their organization. And so it is so important that you realize that you're not alone in this process, that there are ways to get out of your situation, but that you have to take the first step. Now, there are two parts that I wanted to talk to you today about. It's like the internal work that needs to be done, and then the external world work. Now, from an external work point, people are looking at, okay, my resume, my LinkedIn profile, my interview skills, all those things are external, and they're looking at those things for their to find fulfillment, to find challenge, to find an organization where they are valued, respected, and where they can make an impact. They think that those external things are going to make the biggest difference, and I'm here to say to you, it is not. It is not. And looking back, I was talking to one of my clients a week and a half ago, and she realized that looking back on her career, that she made the same mistakes over and over again, and that she was caught up in a vicious circle from getting job after job that's really devaluing her, not respecting her, not paying what she's worth. And as a consequence, as a result of all of that, she wasn't able to make the impact that she knew she could. And I'm here to say you can have the job that you deserve, you can have the career you deserve, and there is hope. The only thing you need to do is to lean in and to take action, to step out of um, that situation that you're in of being paralyzed by fear, because fear is not going to help you get move forward. Fear is going to try to keep you safe. Like, there is nothing wrong with fear. We had our of fear saving us from dangerous situations in the past and keeping us safe. So fear has a place, but it hasn't gotten a place. If you want to move forward, then you have to acknowledge that that is part of your fear, that that is part of your resistance, but and that there is a place, and that you're aware of what fear might be telling you, but that you are going to take control, that you're going to be the driver of the vehicle, not the passenger, and that you're going to make the decisions to move forward. So that is the external work that a lot of people focus on, the LinkedIn profile, the resume, and so on, and which is important, but it doesn't start there. It starts with internal work that you need to do. Now, when I talk about internal work, you need to know your values. You need to reconnect with yourself. You need to know what your strengths are. And I've got a good story to tell about this. Is that, like, sometimes we get into a mode of performance, and so people will ask you, like, are you happy? And automatically, because we don't want to acknowledge to ourselves that we might be unhappy, you're going to say, yeah, of course I'm happy. Of course I'm doing good. Of course I'm that. Because we want to hide our true feelings. We want to hide what emotions are really driving us. And so we're going to say that over and over and over again until it loses its value. And so you start believing that happiness is really the miserable way you feel, but actually that is not happiness. So you have to start by really unpacking that and to get in touch and reconnect with how we really feel. Some of you might already be a step further and actually know you're unhappy in the situation that you're in and say like, oh my God, I need help to get out of this. And it's that move that will help you propel yourself in the right direction. But first you need to acknowledge that you're there. So what the first thing is from the internal work is reconnecting with yourself, understanding your values and understanding your strengths. And it's not because you know your values, what's right from wrong and all of that, that you know how you want them to be represented in a company, that you know how to ask questions to a potential interview, in a potential interview, how you can uncover if there is alignment or disconnect with that organization. So you don't have to really rely on your gut feel to move forward, that you can make an informed decision to actually say like yes to an opportunity that comes your way, and that you have a roadmap. I always compare it to like having a compass, knowing your values, your strengths, your genius zone as a bigger picture. It's like a compass, and that will guide you wherever you want to go. It's like you know, like what's right, what's wrong, but more than that, you know what will bring you closer to your goal and the end results that you want to achieve. And so that's why that alignment work and reconnecting to yourself is so important for you to do first before the external work, before you actually put yourself out there. It's also really important. So next to the alignment and reconnecting with yourself, it's so important to really understand your own achievements. Now, we all have achievements. I'm yet to work with somebody that I can say like, oh, sorry, you don't have any achievements. And most of you and most people that I work with, they have over 12, 15 years experience. They have so many achievements on their belt, but they often don't see what they can't see. They often don't see their own blind spots. And that's where I come in. So I help people really understand what their blind spots are. So of course I help them also with their strengths and their values, and really understanding what makes them them. Because it's understanding your genius zone. First of all, you need to understand it before somebody else can. If you don't know it, somebody else will not know it neither. And yes, you might say, yeah, they know it. But those are people that know your reputation, have worked with you before. If you have to rely on putting yourself out there to people that don't know you, or even like work in an environment, I work with people that want to go for that promotion, for example, but never have shown their true self in an organization out of fear of being authentic, of being judged, of being like being put down, diminished by others, by their peers, their work colleagues, and so on. So it's so important to have that connection with yourself, have an understand you inside out, what your genius zone is, what you really have achieved. Because if you don't, I can guarantee you will be drifting from job to job, and that is the worst that you can do. And so many people before they come to me have done that. They have a hard look at themselves and they said like, yes, I have been drifting from job to job, never reaching my full potential, never knowing how to break out of the cycle that I've been stuck in. And so it is so important for you to finally really take this time and finally realize what it is that you want before we start focusing on that external work. And yes, so it is important. So don't think that I'm only saying, oh, you have to do this internal work. No. It's the internal and external work that you need to do to be successful. And this is exactly what I help my clients with. So for November, December, I'm taking on one-on-one clients, me and my team. So my team is myself as the founder of New Horizon Coaching, but also a mindset coach. Rachel Hamlin. She's based in the United States. So she will help my clients one-on-one with their mindset to make sure that they can perform, that they can be successful, that they feel fulfilled and challenged, and that they can shift those limiting beliefs and really can go deep in what it is that they want. And then I work also with a head coach that is specialized in LinkedIn and resumes. So she will help you refine your resume to make sure that you have a resume that stands out. And then lastly, you have me, or firstly, how you want to see it. I will help you discover your values, reconnect with your strengths, and put together your genius so you have the right foundation to do all of the other things that you want to do. So we as a team, we work with our clients one-on-one to make sure that they go from A to B. So at the moment, I have a brand new program that I'm rolling out, and now is the best time to get your ducks in a row to be ready for early next year, Q1 next year, to be ready and to be able to maximize yourself and to make 2021 your best year yet. A year where you move forward, where you step into your genius zone, a year where you reach your full potential. So it's a 30, so not 30, it's a 90-day or 90 or 3 months. Actually, I will say 3 months, it's easier. 3 months program. And if you're interested in finding out more, it's called Path to Career Fulfillment. If you're interested in finding out more, I will pop a link below with my email address or to schedule a call. Please feel free to reach out. There are limited spots available because it's a one-on-one coaching. It's very intense. It gets amazing results for my clients. So if you're interested, feel free to reach out and we will take it from there. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to what I want to put to you, how I want to make an impact to you. If you have any questions, connect with me on LinkedIn and direct message me, or on Facebook and direct message me, and I'm more than happy to help you move forward and to share anything that I know that might be able to help you. And if you know anyone that should hear this message, please feel free to point them in my direction, to my channel on LinkedIn or my YouTube channel or my podcast. I'm all over the place. Anyway, thank you so much and have a lovely